Good morning and welcome back. Oh no, it is still morning. I had a moment then. It has been a productive morning. I've been to a yoga class, I've got the slow cooker on, and it was a very, very fresh start today, and it is actually still quite cold, thus the jumper. But I kind of thought we would spend the rest of today together and quite possibly tomorrow, just sort of depending on how much we get through today. But I wanted to, I've got some gardening to do. I need to plant some bulbs. There may also be a little trip to the garden centre, which I'll explain in a moment. But I thought I would very, very quickly start this video. I showed you these books 2 weeks ago, I think. I got a book delivery and I had a number of new books arrive, and I have now finished reading this book. And I thought I'd very, very quickly just give you a review about it. It was unbelievable. It was so good. I read it in 2 days. It is quite a thick book. I could not put it down. It was just sensational. And I've not heard a lot of people talk about these books. But this is the second book. So Tomb of the Sun King is the second book in the series. I have spoken to you about the first book before. If anything, I think that this one might almost even be better than the first book. Oh, cozy, action, adventure, romance, magic, mystery, laugh out loud, funny, found friends. They're in Egypt in this book, set sort of in that kind of 1920s maybe. Is it the 1920s? Might be a bit older, a bit further back than that. Does it say? Let me look. Yes, it is later than that. It is 1898 is when this book is set. It's just delightful, charming, It's just the best book when you've got some time of an afternoon with a cup of tea and like some really delicious snacks to cozy down and read this book. If you liked the mummy movies from the 90s, this is just the book for you. It was just, even if you didn't love those, if you love like a cozy action adventure, this is the book for you. If you've ever read Clive Cussler's books with Sam and Remy Fargo and you've enjoyed those books, this is even better than those books, and I love those books. It's exceptional. It's just, yeah. I don't want to give too much away. It's set in Egypt. Each book kind of has like a magical artifact that they need to find, basically, and sort of, action adventure ensues as they go and they pursue this magical artifact, and they're basically, racing the villains of the book to get the artifact first. So yeah, I don't want to give away too much. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I really wanted to very quickly just say I cannot recommend these books enough. I really enjoyed it. The third book comes out, I think just November, I think, this year. So I am absolutely hanging out for it. I've already kind of got it on my list to order once it becomes available because they were just incredible. So anyway, I just wanted to start by sharing that with you because I did say I would give you my sort of impressions of the books once I had read them. So love it, absolutely love it. The other thing you might notice is this gorgeous little arrangement here. So Mum actually created this. This is a pot that she already had. And when you go to the garden centre and they have those little like flower seedling punnets, and they're like $2 for each little punnet. And so that's what she's done, and she's just kind of arranged the flowers in here so that I could place it in the kitchen, and it's really pretty, very, very pretty. So I'll give you a close-up of that, but we've talked about it several times, cheaper ways or more cost-effective ways to kind of just bring a little bit of sort of charm and magic and blooms and florals inside the house. And big bunches of flowers can be so expensive, whereas itchy nose. Whereas something like this, I think for the entire arrangement here, I think she paid $6 just because of the pot she already had. So, you know, just buying a few little individual flower seedlings and just placing them through. And she's got a really gorgeous arrangement for $6, which is an absolute bargain. So I'm going to show you that really quickly up close. And then we might head outside. It was beautiful blue skies this morning, but I can see cloud is definitely coming over, and they did forecast rain for tomorrow. And I've got gardening that I want to do. So we might head outside. I'll give you a close up of this, and let's head outside and let's just get stuck straight into it. I've got just a few, no particularly heavy gardening jobs. Just I've got some plants to plant up, a few things I wanted to cut back. The pumpkin needs to be wound up again. Yeah. So it should be a really lovely video, very wholesome, very easy, and yeah, I hope you'll enjoy this video. But I'll give you a close up of this now, and then we will head outside. Also, just a little close up of the book, if you're interested. But how pretty is this little arrangement with all the different colours, the purples and the orange. You've got your pinks over here. She's done an absolutely incredible job. And just adds a nice bright pop of colour in the kitchen. I showed you this flower last week, and as you can see, it is definitely starting to open up now. Looking so beautiful in this little corner of the garden. So this here is the plant that I was just telling you about inside. This is the one that I'm thinking I wouldn't mind maybe buying a few more of if they've still got them in stock. So we might have to do a quick run to the garden centre before they sell it. I mean, they may have already sold out, but I'd like to just see. I think that they are so beautiful with that pink sort of spray of flowers on those spires, and then a little pretty sort of clumping of leaves at the bottom. I just think it adds such a gorgeous sort of like pop of pink in like quite a few of the greener areas. And so I've got a little bit of planting to do today. So what we've done is just sort of planted them, like popped the pots roughly where they're going to end up. So this one here is going to be planted in there. So I'll show you a couple of the other places as well. And then just to kind of show you like the visual, like, so when you're standing on this path, that is another one down there, and you can just see like how pretty is that with all that greenery, and then that little sort of pop of pink. I think that's really lovely. So yeah, there's a few other places that I think might be nice to get a few more of these. I've got a couple of other places around the garden that I think that they would suit. It does say on the label, I'll show you the label in a moment, but I did want to just give you a little update. Apologies for the noise. My neighbour is hedge trimming at the moment, so that's what you can hear. But just to give you an update on the roses, they are still going strong. And the other one just down there, I've not noticed, you know, a massive amount of growth, but hopefully they are happy. And then just here too, while we're here, you can see, well, the flowers are starting to come out on the trumpet vine, which is great. As I said, the pumpkin in desperate need of tying up. It's gone a little bit wild there. I also want to fertilise. That's the other thing that I'd like to do today. But yeah, so this is it here. Don't you think that's really pretty? And the flowers are just quite, I mean, they're like a delicate little flower, but they're quite like almost, quite a whimsical little flower. I think they'd be gorgeous in like cut flowers. Like imagine, once the roses bloom, imagine the roses in a flower arrangement with sort of sprigs of this and then some really pretty greenery. I think that that would look incredible. So just to show you that it is a petite Jenny, and so that's the details there. So full sun, part shade, but I'd say with these sort of blooms, it probably wants a little bit more sun than shade. But just, you know, those areas of the garden where you've got a lot of green, sometimes it's nice to have a, you know, a bit of a bright pop of colour. So the other one we bought is going to go there. And then over in this corner here, I'm going to pop another one there. Hopefully these star cluster panthers will sort of bush out, and then this here will bush out as well. So I'm going to pop one there. And then you'll remember we rescued some of the double impatiens, and so that's these three here. So impatiens don't like any sun at all, and they will not get any sun in this position. So I'm going to pop the three of them in this space. They've got really pretty white flowers. You can kind of see the petals there. Really pretty white flowers, and I think again that will just add some brightness into this area. And as I said, it's a very shaded position, so hopefully they will love that. I also have continued with the pruning. So you can see this one here has had a massive sort of winter haircut, as well as these two here on the corner. Both of them have had a good trim back just to lower those heights. I know I showed you these roses last week, but I just think they are so pretty, too pretty not to show you again. Gosh. And then we've got a little red one budding up there. And then I've got these pink coming out as well. The yellow ones are also just about to open over here. Oh, the mini roses. Definitely loving life at the moment. Everything is looking really good. I'm actually very, very happy how everything is going at this time of year. We are August now, so we're heading very quickly towards spring, which is why I'm feeling the pressure to get all of my pruning done, try and get all the roses in and situated as quickly as possible before spring starts. That tree still hasn't gone yet, so fingers crossed very, very soon so I can get that rose here into its forever home. But yeah, so I'm going to probably set you up somewhere. The other thing that I wouldn't mind doing today is getting out the hedge trimmers and just taking this night jasmine. If I step back, you can see it's just gone wild. I've just, even this section here with the smaller hedge trimmers, just to kind of take out this whole bit here. Today, I do need to kind of get the very big hedge trimmers out and kind of just take this off so that the arch is a little bit more defined. But I could probably tackle that today. So pumpkin has been tied up. as best as I can do. I also cut off some of the vines that were coming off. I think that that's fine. I think it's alright to cut some of them off. So I have done that. And now I've just come over to the night jasmine area, and I've got the hedge trimmer out. I'm just going to try and just take out, again, as I said, even if it's just this little bit here, until I can get the big hedge trimmer out to then go up the side. But I shall tackle that now. Alright, it is slightly better. I've made quite the mess, and I did get out the really tall hedge trimmer, but I didn't film it because I wasn't sure how it was going to go. It didn't go great. There are, like, I don't know if you can see, like this here, there are some really like quite thick branches up there, and that hedge trimmer is just not strong enough to get through those. So I think when my garden guy comes to help with this tree over here, I might get him to sort of bring his chainsaw as well, and then just try and really cut back some of those like really thick branches. It'll make it easier. Once it's like soft stuff, then that hedge trimmer can get to it. But at the moment, like, there's that soft stuff at the back, but there's I think there's like 1 or 2 really thick branches in there, and it cannot get through that to get to them. So anywho, I wouldn't mind him cutting this one off here as well. Anywho, well, I'm going to clean up my mess here and pop it into a bag, and then I'm just going to very quickly plant in those few plants that we placed. I won't do that with you. You've seen me plant plants before. It's common sense. I'm just digging a hole and popping them in, and then I'll show you around what it kind of is looking like. And then I think I want to go to the garden centre. I'm obsessed with these pink flowers at the moment, so I think, look, they're probably already sold out. Maybe they'll have something else just, you know, similarly beautiful. Just to add a few bright pops of colour into the garden. So I'm going to clean my mess, and then I'll take you around and show you what everything is looking like. Okay, mess has been cleaned, and then I'll just walk around and show you. So the double impatiens have gone in along there. They were the ones that were reduced to clear because they were looking a little worse for wear. But I'm hoping in this position and with a little TLC, they will definitely bounce back. So fingers crossed they like this area. They don't like any sun, and they don't get any sun in this space. But if they do sort of thrive in this position, I think it'll be gorgeous to have those white flowers throughout this area. So that's looking really good. Then we've got all the star cluster pantis down there, and then just this gorgeous pink. You can see there. How pretty is that? So that is now in and looking just, yeah, so happy with that bright, happy pop of pink. And then if we come around, this one is in. Isn't that so pretty? Like this area here, there's just a lot of green. There's a little bit of white in that, but there's a lot of green, and so to have that pop of pink, and then what else have I done? We have popped in these steel blue. It's very hard to see. So one there. Is there a flower? No. No, the flower's better on this one. Let me show you the flower. So there's just these little steel blue flowers. So one on that side and then one on that side over there. And then, last but not least, that one up there. I also really like the height, and I just think that the flowers, because they're sort of up high on those spires, they kind of catch the breeze, and so they kind of sway very sort of, yeah, it's all very, I just think it's very whimsical, very nice for a cottage garden. They remind me a little bit of the butterfly bushes that I have in the garden. They're all dormant at the moment for winter, but in summer I've got some butterfly bushes, and they're almost like a bigger version of this, but the flower is white. And they do the same sort of thing. There's like a little clump of leaves at the bottom, and then sort of that stem for the flowers, and then it's got those really pretty white flowers on the top. But these pink ones, was it a Petite Jenny, I think it was called? But they're looking very pretty there. Okay, so that is that. The next thing that I wanted to do, I've got bulbs. We popped bulbs in the fridge, gosh, 6-7 weeks ago now, and I would like to plant those up today so that they are ready for spring. So I'd like to very quickly do that before I probably have lunch, and then we head to the garden centre. Goodness, I panicked then. I had lost you somewhere, and I've just done the mad dash to try and find you. So clearly you can see I found you now. So these are the bulbs that we popped in the fridge, I think 6 or 7 weeks ago. So because I live in a subtropical climate, you can actually plant these in a subtropical climate. You just need to pop them in the crisper in your fridge. It says here for 6 weeks. I think it's maybe been 7 now. But I've never planted bulbs before, ever. Nothing may come of this. But I just thought to give it a try. So each one has 4, and they're these really pretty mixed colour hyacinths. So that is what we're going to be potting up today. So I've just got this pot. My plan will be, once there's some growth on them, I want to put them on the kitchen table on that little island area. I think they'll be very pretty there if I do get flowers in that. But as I said, we'll wait to see. So because they're going inside, we're going to use this indoor plant potting mix. I don't know if that's going to be okay for these, but that's what I'm going with. So the indoor potting mix just stops those little gnats. I've got Mum here, so Mum's going to be joining us at the garden centre. So I have enlisted her help for this so that I can film and do this at the same time. But yeah, so these are little bulbs. I've got the potting mix ready to go, and I'm basically just going to be following these instructions. It will be a partly shaded position. Plant the bulbs upright and fully cover them with no more than 5 centimeters of soil. Don't mulch. Hyacinths, complete balanced fertilizer. Yep, low water requirement. Summer dormant. Plant prior to end of June. That's obviously not happening because of the fridge and etc. But yeah, so we're going to get these in. Alright, so a fine layer of dirt is in the bottom, and I've just opened up the first bag. I mean, they don't look like much in there, but we're basically just going to, oops, rubbish, sort of just go and plant them, obviously like facing up. Yeah, and then I've got the 2 bags. So we're going to do that. Alright, so we're just placing them around a little bit. Just saying to Mum, they look like onions, you know, like brown onions. I mean, obviously not. I suppose purple onions they look like. But yeah, so we're just facing them up. So I'm sure you've all planted bulbs before, but that's obviously like the root at the bottom, and then that's the little top bit. So I'm just trying to give them a little bit of space. I don't know how much. Yeah, that'll do. And then it just says to pop the soil, make sure they're fully covered, but don't put more than 5 centimeters. This bowl isn't deep enough for that to be a concern, so I think we just pour the dirt over, like so. And then just a nice, yeah, just make sure they're covered. And I guess we water them in? Do we water them in? Hold on, what's this label say? Perfume, late winter,
Put it in the crisper. Yep, we've done that. Plant it upright. Don't mulch. Low water requirement. Interesting.
What does that mean?
I mean, I guess they don't need a lot of water, but I'll Google it. I would say we'd have to water the soil.
Yeah.
Maybe we just let them bed in with if the soil's a bit damp, maybe we'll just leave it like that, like overnight, and then maybe tomorrow I'll just do a very light water over the top. And we'll see how it goes. But anyway.
Are you leaving it out here?
Do you think put it in the laundry or?
Well, the girls put theirs in there.
Greenhouse, but we don't have a greenhouse. No. So it just needs to be somewhere sunny. I wonder if I should put it on the back kitchen patio. You know what I mean?
Where?
Just on the ground.
Oh, okay.
Like near the pole.
Needs sun, does it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It needs a sunny to partly shaded position, which will be fine once it starts, but I don't know if it needs some sun, like to heat the bulbs up to tell them that it's spring now and you need to, you know, do your thing. Anyway, we might go place it out there. Gosh, this view always looks so pretty. Well, I've popped inside and I've had a very quick lunch. I'm going to grab my handbag and then we are going to head to the garden centre just to see if they have any more of those petite jennies, and if not, maybe something else similar. So let's head off now. I'm going to bring you along and let's see what's at the garden centre. So we're very impromptu. Just sort of stopped in the town near where the garden centre is because I had to pick up something, and whilst we're in town we're just gonna have a little poke around. There's actually quite a nice like vintage sort of second-hand antique store further down, so we're just wandering down there to have a little look and see if they've got anything. Yeah, that's nice. The black table. Yeah, but where again? But that's nice. The black is quite nice. So we didn't buy anything at the sort of second-hand vintage furniture store, and we're just heading back to the car now, and then we will head out to the garden centre. So I'll talk to you then. So we have arrived at the garden centre. Oh, the lavender looks beautiful. All the little pretty plants. Oh, the bougainvillea. Silver Princess. I think that's the one that I tried to grow at home that didn't do so hot. This is like what I was telling you earlier about what Mum did for that little arrangement on the kitchen island there. See, like these little tiny pots? They're $2, and I think, you know, I think she just bought like 3 different ones and then popped them in, and it was $6 for this really pretty little, you know, colourful floral arrangement. Such a good idea. Gosh, they've got all their bare trees in now. It looks like they may have sold out of the petite jennies, unfortunately. I thought that might be the case. It's been a couple of weeks, but these are really nice. So you see with like the little pink, and it's kind of similar. It's like a little mounding sort of habit, and then it's got these very pretty little pink flowers. They've got in all of their apples, cherry and walnut trees. I have tried to grow apples before and it did not work for me. My area doesn't get enough chill hours to grow apples, unfortunately. Ornamental. Gosh, it's very quiet here at the moment. All the lavenders, the smell of the foliage, the lavender foliage is so nice. Yeah, very few people around. It is quite late in the day, and it is, I have to say, quite cold. I think it's around about 3 o'clock, 3:30, something like that. And yeah, it's a little bit fresh here. I am still looking for little Ewan. Always attracted to like really pretty foliage. Yeah, flowers are nice, but it's nice if a plant has nice like foliage as well, so that when there isn't any flowers, you still get. So this is Little Dougal, which is fine, but I wanted the smaller version. I wonder if it's like this. So they have Little Dougal and they also have Little Peter, which is Little Dougal's father. But I cannot see Little Ewan. Oh, maybe they don't have it. These ones just get a little bit too big. Maybe Little Peter would be okay. Height less than 1 meter. Full sun, part shade, hedging. So I think I'm going to get 2 of Little Peter for the pots outside the dining room. I want to pull out the Cascade Lily Pillies from there. They're just not doing well at all. And then popped these Little Peter in and hope that they have better luck in that position. They'll be much easier to maintain. They're a lot more of like a bushy plant, which I think will look nice there. So I've got 2 of those. How pretty are these hibiscus flowers? Like, how just so pretty. Such a big flower. It's so nice. How cool are these poinsettia with the red leaf and the flecks of almost like a goldy yellow. That is very different. How pretty are all the colours? And then they've got kangaroo paw here. It's such a unique plant. You've got these gorgeous orange ones, and then the little pink ones as well. Alright, well, I've got my few little plants. I didn't end up getting anything extra, just those Little Peter and I've forgotten the name now, the little pink ones at the very beginning. So I might actually end the video here. I'm not sure how long it is, but we've done a fair bit today. We did like the book review at the beginning, we've done a fair bit of gardening, trimming back, getting some plants in, and we've come to the garden centre and had a little poke around. So I hope you have enjoyed this one, and I will no doubt see you on Friday. I think on Friday. It might be back out in the garden on Friday, because I definitely want to get the ginger and turmeric harvested. So maybe we'll try and tackle that on Friday. So I will see you then. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me. Bye.